Hello everyone, welcome once again to Speak Fluent with Jay. In today's video, we're going to be walking you through the speaking performance standard. It's very important for you to know them. Why? Because these are the marking criteria or categories the raters use in assessing your speaking. And unless you know them, unless you understand and use them, how would you give it to the raters? So it's very important, very necessary for you to understand these speaking categories and apply them as you practice while you're preparing for your test. There are generally four categories the raters are assessing you on. And each of these four categories has four factors under each of them. We're going to walk you through all of them one after the other. Now, the first on the list is content and coherence. And under content and coherence, we have number of ideas, quality of ideas, example supporting details, organization of ideas, four of them. Now, when students hear number of ideas, they wonder, how many ideas should I have? How many should I talk about? Well, there is really no specific answer to that particular question. However, one thing you should be careful about, or one thing you should take note of, is are your ideas completely or clearly different? They should be different. For example, you want to talk about, let's say your task one is your friend is looking for a summer job and he needs advice from you. Advise your friend on some ways he can get summer job. And you say, the first is surf the internet. Go through the internet and check for job interviews and all of that. Secondly, you should ask around, tell your friends about it, your family. They might know someone who might be of help to you. Thirdly, go on Instagram or go on Facebook. You might see adverts and all of that. Are your ideas clearly different? What is internet? What is Instagram and Facebook? They are very similar. So you should be very careful that your ideas are clearly different. Also, there is organization of ideas under the content and coherence dimension. This right here is very important. They are all important though. This right here can actually distort your entire speaking. Now, let's assume on your task one, give advice. Your friend is resuming work on her first day. Give advice that can help her. And then you go on and say, firstly, you should dress properly, wear nice outfit, dress for the occasion. Remember, how you dress is how you are dressed. Then you move on to say, when you get to work, welcome everybody with a broad smile. Of course, smile is reciprocal. Now, you should smile at people. And then you said, thirdly, remember, you're going to be working as a waiter, so it doesn't make sense to wear a suit, right? What's different between the third one and the first one? It's really very similar. The third one, what you're going to wear falls under your outfit, which is the first point. So your ideas are not completely different. Now, the second category is vocabulary. Under the vocabulary category, we have word choice, precision and accuracy, range of words and phrases, suitable words, suitable use of words, and phrases. Basically, it refers to your choice of words. Do you use a wide range of vocabulary, or do you find yourself repeating the same phrase over and over again? Maybe there's a phrase in the question that says, tell us about a time, or talk about a memorable time you've had. Why was it special? Why was it memorable? And throughout your response, you keep repeating, it's a memorable occasion. It was a memorable occasion. It was a memorable one. You keep repeating it, or you keep repeating the same phrase over and over again. Is that the only word you know? Obviously not. So want to use a wide range of vocabulary. Showcase what you've got. Let them know you understand and you can speak English. That's what you're being watched on. So while you practice, one way to avoid this is after you record yourself, listen to your recording. If there's a particular word or phrase you find yourself repeating, take note of it. Take note of it. Next time or subsequently when you're recording, try not to repeat that particular word more than once or at most twice. That way, you're going to start practicing how to use a wide range of vocabulary. And then there is suitable use of words and phrases. Your choice of words, are they appropriate to the situation or are they appropriate to the context? You should ask yourself, this word, does it need a little bit more elaboration for someone to understand what I'm talking about? Or does it fit this situation I'm talking about? We want to use words that are appropriate. The third category is listenability. Basically, is your response easy to follow? Is it clearly understood? Under listenability, we have rhyme and pronunciation and intonation. These are actually one. And then pauses, grammar, and variety of sentence structure. It just refers to how your word flow, how fluent you speak, how you pronounce individual words, your intonation, your rise and fall in speech. You know, my students most times ask me, am I going to be rated on my accent? I have an accent. Is it going to affect my performance? The truth is, no, the raters don't rate you based on your accent. A lot of people from different countries take the speaking test. But then, do you pronounce each individual words correctly? If you have issues pronouncing words correctly, or you find yourself pronouncing word more like you would do in your native language, I would suggest you start taking pronunciation classes. You can do it on your own. You can use your dictionary. You can do it on Google. If there's a particular word you're finding it difficult to pronounce, type the word on your dictionary and click on the audio. It's going to pronounce the word for you. Practice it maybe 3 times and then try to use the word during the day, and it's going to really help stick it to your brain. That way you're getting used to clearer pronunciations and you're more able to use them on your test day. Now about pauses. It's natural. Every day while we talk, we pause sometimes to prepare our next thought, right? For some of us, we use fillers to fill a pause. For example, I'm talking and then I'm struggling to find a particular word. I could say, maybe I've done it several times today, right? Those are fillers. While it's not wrong because you use them naturally every day, how much of it did you use? How often did you find yourself pausing to think about what to say? If it becomes too much, then it's a problem. Or self-correction. You make a mistake, oh, I'm sorry, you correct yourself and you move on. You make another mistake, you correct yourself and you move on. How often do you make those mistakes? It's unavoidable in real life, even when we're talking to our friends. But be careful not to make so much mistakes that require self-correction. One thing that will help you avoid this is try to plan your thoughts, plan your response. Use a 60 seconds or 30 seconds preparation time given to you before you start talking to plan your response. That way you won't find yourself stopping after every sentence to think about what next to say. Now, the last category is task fulfillment. As the name implies, relevance, completeness, tone, and length. Task fulfillment. Did you answer all the questions? Did you do all that the task requires you to do? There are some tasks that would require you to do 3 things or complete 2 tasks, or maybe just a prompt at the end. Did you carefully follow the instruction and do everything the task requires you to do? That is task fulfillment. Also, there is length. For example, you're required to speak for 90 seconds and then you decide to speak for 45 seconds. Or while you're talking, just 45 seconds left, you run out of ideas. You don't know what else to say. The raters, even you, will conclude that you did not fully achieve the task. If you're given 60 seconds response time, speak for the entire time. 90 seconds, speak for the whole time. There are times where you really obviously have no idea what to say for that long, right? It's okay, but the difference should not be too much. For example, 60 seconds and then you speak for 50 seconds, not so bad, not bad at all. 45 seconds, okay. But sorry, 55 seconds, okay. Or you should also be careful not to have too many ideas and you're being caught in between your speech. You'll see your recording time. Your recording time is over and you're still talking. It's going to cut you short, right? Imagine it cuts you short in the middle of a conversation. or you've not fully achieved the task, it's going to be a problem. So always keep your eyes on the timer, keep your eyes on the recording bar. Once you find it's going really fast or your time is almost exhausted, try to nicely wrap up your speech and conclude. Try to avoid being cut all the time by the recorder. Nicely end your speech and conclude. Now, what about relevance? Are you on topic? Staying on topic. Imagine you're advising your friend on what to do on his first day at work, and while you're talking, you decide to go on and on talking about how your mom advised you on your first day at work, or your own personal experience, what happened on your first day at work. You're already diverting, you're going off key. Try to always stay on topic, be relevant. Whatever you say, let it be relevant to the task. Do not go off course. Try to always stay on the task. And then completeness, like we've talked about, make sure you do everything. Now, what about your tone? Basically, it's just being respectful. CELPIP will tell you they would never ask you to talk about anything that requires you to scream, use harsh words, or be disrespectful. So even if your task requires you to make a complaint, it should be very disrespectful. Your tone should be appropriate and considerate, okay? One more thing, in your listenability, one thing that affects a lot of students is how they speak. Do you raise your voice so high that it irritates the ear of the raters or the examiners? We don't want to do that. Remember, there are a bunch of other students in the room taking a test like you. You don't even want to interfere with their speaking, right? It's being considerate. Imagine someone else does that to you. So we want to try to keep our tone low. Why we don't want to whisper? We're not whispering, so it becomes really difficult for the raters to hear you. We don't want to whisper. We also don't want to be overly loud. That becomes really irritating. So you see the way my microphone is now, this is the best way to keep it. You shouldn't touch your mouth, or it shouldn't be so far away. Just very close to your mouth, okay? That way you're able to control your pitch and your volume. Now, for all of this we've mentioned today, the best way and the easiest way to do all of them is to practice. There are a lot more that are involved in each of this. Maybe subsequently or in the next video, maybe we might talk about them in more details. But we hope this video has been helpful to you while you're preparing for your CELPIP test, while you're trying to figure out what to do. We hope this video is useful. Try to practice, try to apply the 4 categories, which is again content and coherence, vocabulary, listenability, and task fulfillment. It's possible to get them all right. However, if you can't get everything right, try to get at least some of them right. The fact that you don't do so well in content and coherence doesn't mean you're going to do poorly in one aspect of the test. If you don't do well in vocabulary, but you do so well in listenability, task fulfillment, and content and coherence, you're going to get all your points that you're supposed to get for those part of it. So try your best to practice every day, and while you're practicing, try to apply each of these categories in your response. If you've got any question, which I know you do, you can send us a DM on our Instagram, Speak Fluent with J, or send us an email on speakfluentwithj@gmail.com. But if you still don't want to go that far, right here on the comment section, you can also drop your questions and we're going to answer them. If there's a video you would like us to make next, drop it on the comment section and we'll think about it. We'll do it for you. Okay? Have a nice day, everyone. We hope to see you again. Bye.